One Zambia, One Nation. Thank you so much for joining us to present the news. My name is Amos Zulu. Coming up in the news, early childhood learners in Sinazongwe get classrooms. Over 300 CDF-sponsored youths graduate. Lions Club construct health post in Rufunsa. Plus, Defense Forces to continue supporting sports. And now the news in detail. We begin our news with an item from Southern Province, where a non-governmental organization in Sinazongwe district has constructed classrooms for early childhood grades at Namafulo and Siamuchala primary schools at a cost of 252,000 kwacha to help improve literacy levels. School Club Zambia country manager Victoria Copeland handed over the classroom blocks to government through the office of the District Education Board Secretary. Details in this report by Pride Walia.
Literacy levels among children in Sinazongwe district have been on the rise. However, School Club Zambia, a Sinazongwe-based international non-governmental organization, is committed to supplementing government efforts through the provision of enough learning spaces for pupils. The organization is constructing 2 modern classroom blocks at Namafulo and Samunjara primary schools, respectively.
We have been working hand in hand with Siamachala for more than 5 years now, and we worked with the community and the DEBS office to help build this early childhood development centre, which is specifically for preschool children, because we know the foundation of learning starts from when they are young. And the school is now being dedicated back to Siamachala and their community, for them to put to good use and to start the good education from when they're young. And we will still be working hand in hand with Siamachala and the DEBS office to help support schools within the Sinazongwe district.
So the construction of this classroom block was in response to DEB's request and our own recognition of the value that early childhood has to the development of education.
Minister of Education in the district is happy with the development.
This is what the Ministry of Education is doing with School Club Zambia to come up with buildings such as this one that have come to hand over to you today. This is what the government wants to see in our schools.
The community at both schools is equally related with the construction of the classrooms specifically for early childhood education.
Tulirumbide umulimu ili onse ilo okuberekwa wano guli ba School for Zambia. Aba bantu tulabereka ntomwe kuzintu zonse nzibakatujitira.
Pakulumbaga pati tutalengani na guli jibola atugajatira mwimbona mbulimbu twali kujata lyonse utowa mulimu uyegu mbere.
Pride Walia, Zanis in Sinazongwe district, Southern Province.
In Luapula Province, Provincial Minister Derek Chilundika has called for an end to illegal mining activities in Chifunabuli district. Kennedy Choba reports that the minister says illegal mining activities are contributing to a number of deaths occurring in mining areas.
Luapula Province has continued to record deaths of people suspected to be illegal miners, the situation that has attracted the attention of the Provincial Development Coordinating Committee, PDCC. Luapula Province Minister Derek Chilundika, who chaired the PDCC meeting, has since urged the Mining Bureau in the province to scale up efforts in curbing illegal mining in the province.
If you have noticed, we've recorded deaths in the recent past as a result of illegal mining. That shows that we need to scale up our efforts in order to prevent these accidents.
And the Luapula Province Planning Unity explains some of the measures which are being put in place to address the problem of illegal mining.
Communities are being sensitized to create cooperatives so that the ministry can empower them with licenses or help them partner with license holders. So far, 17 cooperatives have been captured in Luapula.
Meanwhile, Luapula Province local government officer used the PDCC meeting to report on the status of the Constituency Development Fund.
For community projects, the picture as at now stands at 1,243,000. Amounts committed stand at 52,264,794.21 Ngwe.
Kenneth Chomba reporting for Zanis News in Mansa District.
A 52-year-old man of Kambanji village in Kawiku area in Mwinlunga district has allegedly been murdered on suspicion of practicing witchcraft. Provincial Police Commanding Officer Robson Monga confirmed the incident in a statement and named the deceased as Geoffrey Mulemba. Mr. Monga said the deceased is reported to have been murdered by unknown people using an axe on September 22, 2022, between 12 hours and 13 hours. He said police visited the crime scene and found the deceased laying in a pool of blood with a deep cut behind the head and an axe stuck in it. The body has since been deposited in Mwinlunga District Hospital mortuary awaiting post-mortem. Over 300 youths who were sponsored under the skills training component under the CDF have since graduated from Kasia College in Pemba District. Ministry of Science and Technology Director for Vocational Education and Training, Alex Simumba, pledged government's commitment to reducing unemployment levels. Nangamba Chintu gives us the details.
Youth participation in skills training programs has been a challenge in the country for a long time now due to lack of sponsorship. However, with government's newly introduced Constituency Development Fund Skills Training Bursary Program, the number of youths participating in skills training is expected to increase. So far, 303 youths have graduated from Kasia College in Pemba District in various disciplines.
Allow me to extend my hearty congratulations to the students who are graduating today in various disciplines. The government recognizes acquisition of skills and empowerment of all the youths in various programs as a tool, as a vehicle, to help reduce youth unemployment and indeed enhance youth self-sustenance. Allow me to recognize the contribution from the Church to our education system, that we shall continue to work with the Catholic Church in administering skills development at Kasia College and in many other institutions across the country.
And the Catholic Church, under which the college operates, and the college management are happy with their partnership with government.
We appreciate this partnership that we've had for a long time. As proprietor of the college, I'd like to thank you for promoting skills training and supporting vulnerable students through grants and bursaries.
Allow me to appreciate the support rendered by government to our college through our ministry. We appreciate the revamping of our training equipment through the donation of state-of-the-art industrial sewing machines to the college. There has also been a remarkable consistency in the reimbursing of grants, and this has in turn enabled us to meet many of our obligations.
Chintu Nangamba, Zanis, in Pemba District.
In other news, over 1.3 million kwacha has been spent on 7,000 social cash transfer beneficiaries in Lukulu District of Western Province for the period July to August 2022. Western Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Richard Mulwanda monitored the impact of the programs in various communities in the district. Here are the details.
Government is impressed with the impact that the social cash transfer is making on changing the lives of beneficiaries in Lukulu District of Western Province. Western Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Richard Mulwanda, who monitored social cash transfer beneficiaries, acknowledged the benefits.
I encourage everyone here that you begin to plan. Say when you receive this money, when you begin to receive this money, this is what you plan to do with this money.
And some of the beneficiaries reviewed the success of the social cash transfer.
Wa 2017 wankale kuola benikale kuitusanga pili kuzakuja kuli bashembaka nabanisire kali chwale kuzwafateni kona nikala ku budget 10 kantu kale kombona kansi kafale nimikeke ensi kafale nimipika enzona kwale nibiduku ebinzona kwale izona mwa mutango wa kwaki kwa munilifumani kaofera natungisa oziwo yamyeyi wapwilenga muze yakufa kakwesekesa na kapeni nguna kuwana kakiko nguna tungisa onaziwo yamyeyi kanda ichikume abentu na holo ngana nguna lande hotwa mikuze ku market tuze nguna kulangisaha
Meanwhile, Deputy Permanent Secretary Richard Mulanda gave his words after the tour.
From our visitation, we've noted gladly that a good number of our members of community who are on social cash transfer have made a difference. For us as government, the springboard for such kind of vulnerable individuals of our community is social cash transfer support. The little that she's able to get, she's put up at least a structure with iron sheets up there. And at least she will have no burden of looking for grass to come and thatch her structure. At least for some time, this structure will be occupied by her and the family. And we are looking at where she's coming from that structure, at least to a slightly better structure. It's not the best, but we can see that there is a difference.
Darlington Kabambe reporting for Zanis in Lukulu District, Western Province.
In our tourism news, Lusaka Tourism Regional Development Coordinator Peter Banda says there is need to redefine the link between tourism and agriculture in order to appreciate the two sectors. Mr. Banda said this during the celebrations to mark Tourism Week, which runs from September 19 to 27, 2022. Here are the details.
The Ministry of Tourism is commemorating World Tourism Week under the theme Rethinking Tourism. As part of the commemoration, officers from the Ministry of Tourism and Agriculture have toured Kasisi Mission Farm to redefine tourism and recognize the link between agriculture and tourism. Lusaka Regional Development Coordinator Mr. Peter Banda said that tourism was one of the most hit economic arms of the government during the COVID-19 pandemic, and rethinking ways to rejuvenate tourism is a way that can strengthen the tourism sector.
Tourism players, both from government and the private sector, could come up with innovative ways of seeing how best to address the challenges that the COVID-19 brought about as it hit the tourism sector.
The farm attracts various animal species owing to the natural environment of the Kasisi Mission Farm.
And you look at what we call agri-tourism. We are simply saying, on the other hand, we are attracting a lot of predatory insects, a lot of birds, a lot of species of different animals which are going to find habitat in the farm. At the same time, we'll be producing fruits, those animals and insects will be feeding. And at the same time, a farmer will be also growing his crops, which are also going to be protected by the same pests or predatory pests, which we call farmers' friends.
Tabiso Banda reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Still on Tourism Week, Solwezi District in Northwestern Province has carried out a Keep Solwezi Clean campaign exercise by picking up litter as part of activities to commemorate this year's World Tourism Week. District Administrative Officer Anthony Fulwe, who led the exercise, said fostering tourism depends on a clean environment.
Part of activities to mark World Tourism Day, the National Heritage Conservation Commission has organized a litter picking activity in Kyalalankuba area in Solwezi District. This is in a bid to create awareness on the forthcoming World Tourism Day and the need to keep the environment clean in order to attract tourists.
In line with this year's theme of rethinking tourism, we want to come up with new ways of working together, improving the benefits from tourism and creating new tourism products through innovative approaches.
National Heritage Conservation Commission has recognized litter picking as one of those activities that can create awareness on keeping our environment clean. A clean environment supports health community that can foster development.
Residents who have participated in the exercise have called for mindset change.
Ayeke programu imo ya wama sana. Aye programu ye turakubura kuno bane bangikaji. Kechi twafa ina kutayanga biko mujishinda inge twala mampunja yetu clean bulongo ne matouristi basakuyanga kukwe basakuvanga bulongo.
This year's World Tourism Day, which falls on 27th September, is being commemorated under the theme Rethinking Tourism. Mwape Mwesa for Zanis News in Solwezi District.
We continue with the news. Lusaka Province Minister Shehu Mliata has commissioned a health post constructed in Chief Wundawunda's area in Rufunsa District with support from the Lions Club. Tovin Ngombe accompanied the minister and now reports.
Construction of the health post and the staff house in Chamulimba area in Rufunsa District has cheered the residents who have for a long time been covering a long distance of about 15 kilometers to access the health services in Chinyunyu and other areas.
Maybe proper medication. We are suffering from a certain critical disease. Maybe you have chamumala. You know us ladies, we normally suffer from chamumala. When you go to this other clinic, maybe you'll be given a Panadol just like that. But with this new government which has come, we are very thankful because we believe that we are going to have enough medicine which will heal us from getting other diseases.
The Lions Club constructed the health post to help the people in Chief Wundawunda area to access medication closer to their homes.
Construction of health centers such as the one we are commissioning today, to mention just but a few. For your information, Honorable Minister and distinguished guests, in this year alone, this is the second health center that we are handing over to the government.
Lusaka Province Minister Shehu Mliata, who commissioned the clinic, thanked the Lions Club.
You may be aware that Zambia's disease burden is characterized by the high prevalence and impact of preventable and treatable communicable diseases, particularly malaria, HIV, and AIDS, sexually transmitted infections, and TB. I would like to agree with both the Lions Aid Zambia Board Chairperson, who have rightly pointed out that this support is supplementing government efforts in improving the health and the lives of the people.
Chamulimba residents will now have the opportunity to access medication as government has already deployed nurses to ensure that they get the best services. Zanis reports, Rufunsa District.
We move to Northern Province where Provincial Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu has commended non-governmental organizations working towards helping government achieve economic transformation. Mr. Mpundu has thanked World Vision and Agri-Network Solutions for equipping smallholder farmers with skills that sustain their livelihoods. Here are the details.
Smallholder farmers are key to ending hunger and undernutrition at both household level and the country at large. However, farmers have continued to face barriers to expanding their productivity and profitability. A non-governmental organization, Agri-Network Solutions, in partnership with World Vision Zambia, has since held a district agri-marketing and technology fair in Kasama to promote strategies aimed at alleviating challenges that smallholder farmers face.
We are trying to see how they can be linked to either markets or sustainable supply systems in terms of input. I'm sure you're aware that farmers are having challenges in terms of input supply. If you talk of input supply, you're talking about quality seed, technology access, finance, and even just know-how.
You may realize that most of the time we bring farmers when they're about to actually start planting, but we want to help farmers plan way before actually rainy season. And also this helps farmers to plan way in advance instead of them just waiting for FISIP.
Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu was represented by his deputy Lewis Mwape at the launch of the Agri-Marketing and Technology Fair held in Kasama's Mwamba village.
For institutions like Agri, it's important that we extend the agribusiness and the agriculture productivity and production to rural areas like this area where we are in Chief Mwamba.
To the farmers, the fair could not have come at a better time.
It has come at the right time, and it's very important for us farmers because we have been crying for linkages, and this platform has provided that linkage between service providers, farmers, and input providers.
Senior Chief Mwamba thanked the two organizations for organizing the event and urged farmers to take such interventions seriously. For Zanis News in Kasama, I am Patrick Kabwe.
Now, 300 households in Kabinga village in Chipata district have been found to be practicing open defecation. This came to light when a team from the District Water and Sanitation Hygiene Committee visited some households which have no toilet facilities. More in the following report by Sylvester Chishimba.
Rural parts of Chipata district have continued to practice open defecation despite numerous sensitizations. The Chipata District Water and Sanitation Hygiene team underwent a 5-day training program organized by the Catholic Relief Services and supported by UNICEF. District Nutrition Coordinating Committee Vice Chairperson spearheading sun activities, Beatrice Piri, was present during the training held at Eastern Comfort Lodge.
We know that without proper sanitation, the communities are at risk, or the individuals are at risk of getting diseases that are to do with contamination of food due to open defecation, lack of adequate toilets with the lids, lack of proper management of rubbish and garbage that they have. So it is very important that all communities participate. We expect that as we carry out this program, we are going to achieve the status of open defecation free in all the communities where people are still lagging behind in making toilets, in proper management of how they manage the waste that they generate even from their households.
Later, the training was extended with a tour to Kabinga village where people were practicing open defecation.
We are here so that the facilitators can demonstrate to the community the need for each household to have a toilet, and not only to have a toilet, but a toilet which is adequate. And when we talk about an adequate toilet, we are talking about a toilet which has got a very good superstructure that will provide security and protection to the person who's using it. We're talking about a toilet with a smooth, cleanable floor. We're talking about a toilet that will have a hand wash facility.
And Edmund Kabinga appealed for help from stakeholders to keep open defecation in his village. Sylvester Shimba for Zanis in Chipata District, Eastern Province.
The Zambia Meteorological Department has forecasted maximum temperature in most parts of the country ranging from 28 to 37 degrees Celsius in the latest 7 days forecast for the period September 24 to 28, 2022. According to the weather forecast made available to Zanis, some parts of eastern and northern provinces will experience extreme weather conditions with rainfall patterns in some instances. Weather conditions in the night are expected to be cloudy, windy, and at times mild to hot, while in the morning, temperatures will range from 14 to 17 degrees Celsius. The department has attributed changes in the weather patterns to the moist and unstable airflow from the northwest Congo air and a moderate, relatively moist airflow from the east. Zambia Air Force Commander Lieutenant General Colin Barry says the Zambia Air Force and Zambia National Service will continue supporting sportsmen and women in the country. He said this when he officiated at the Zambia Volleyball Tournament at OYDC in Lusaka. More in the following report.
In line with government's resolve to treat every sport equally, the Zambia Air Force and Zambia National Service have pledged to complement government's efforts to promote and support volleyball in the country as it has potential to change one's life for the better. Zambia Air Force Commander Lieutenant General Colin Barry said this when he opened the Zambia Volleyball Tournament, which will run for 2 days at OYDC in Lusaka.
Air Force and Zambia National Service stand ready to complement the new dawn government's effort to promote and support sportsmen and women in the country. And in some cases, we have recognized talent and we have actually employed some of these sportsmen and women because of their talent.
And Zambia Volleyball Association Vice President Chirukuta Mwiche represented the association's president in Akaonga Kakoma.
We are seeing a very good display of volleyball. Teams have come from very far around the country, and for us it's a win-win situation, because we just want to reaffirm that volleyball is not a minor sport, but it's a sport that is indeed one of the big sports across the country.
Meanwhile, Red Arrows volleyball player Simudenda Mono shared his views over the tournament.
Playing our first game against Unza, unfortunately we lost 3-0, but as a team and as coaches, they pushed us harder and continue pushing us so to perform even better in the next coming games. We still have 3 more games to play against Nakonde and against Nkwazi, the police.
Sports, if well harnessed, can be a source of income for the sportsmen and women in the country. For Zanis in Lusaka, I am Sunday Warrior.
We end the news there, but before we go, a recap of the headlines. Early childhood learners in Sinazongwe get classrooms. Over 300 CDF-sponsored youths graduate. Lion Club construct health posts in Rufunsa. And Defense Forces to continue supporting sports. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the entire production team, my name is Amos Zulu. Bye for now.